Welcome in again, everyone, to CA Hoops Weekly Season Preview presented by Under Armour. I'm Bobby Broyles along with Kelly McCarthy. As today, Kelly, we preview Hofstra, who had a remarkable season last year and another WNIT appearance.
Absolutely. I think this was my favorite storyline last season. Hofstra had a tremendous regular season going 25-9. They had people thinking potential upset in the CA tournament, and then they ran into the juggernaut of Northeastern in the quarterfinals. But the season wasn't done. They earned that berth to the WNIT and won their first game and kept on winning, advancing all the way to the quarterfinals for the first time in nearly a decade. So many different players stepped up at key points during that run, you never knew what to expect. You feel a butt coming on, right?
Yes, yes.
A lot of those players have graduated, and leading scorer Kelly Loftus transferred. So this is the first time in a couple seasons that head coach Krista Kilburn-Stevesky doesn't have nearly a full roster returning. There may be a little bit of a learning curve, but you know the pride is going to carry the momentum into this season.
Caught up with Coach Krista Kilburn-Stevesky at Media Day to talk about the team's expectations heading into this season.
Well, the best part about this preseason and the incoming freshmen that I have is that they don't act like they're freshmen. They know they can't hide behind and just wait a year. You know, they can see the writing on the wall every day in practice, and they're just, you know, giving us a huge lift. I mean, you know, obviously we're going to count on a lot with Sydney Epps and just having her leadership role and her emotional play, and she just makes us play better on the floor. We're going to account for our returners. You know, Aliana Leon's going to be healthy and really be able to help and contribute. Olivia is playing really well for us, and then in the newbie with our new players, it's just been a lot of positive. I mean, we have some highly skilled, highly athletic players that are freshmen that don't play like freshmen because they've played international. We have 4 international players: Sandra Carson from Finland, Marianne Callan from Finland. We have Ana Hernandez, from Spain. She's from Gran Canaria. And then we have Pečka Krumko. She's from Slovenia, and we call her P. So she, all 4 of those, but 3 especially, played tons of international on the national team experience. I went out and saw Anna play in Hungary this year in Sopron for the under-18. They lost in the finals to France. So that type of experience is just invaluable. So it's a nice position to be in, and we have a very talented point guard from the Washington, D.C. area, Alexis Davis, who's just coming along and learning the difference. So that's going to be the biggest thing, them learning that, you know, for Alex, learning how to play in the college ranks. For the newcomers from overseas, learn how to play in the American-type league now, how it's called. The game is a little bit slower. You know, they had a 24-second shot clock and then a reset of 14. And I think they have an 8-second backcourt. So, you know, they play FIBA rules. So for them, probably the game's a little bit slower. And then you add the 4 quarters, how we're doing, but that's FIBA too. But still, for them to get adjusted. So, you know, so many people we're counting on to help us and to put us to the next position. But it's a good place to be in. It's a rebirth for me too. I love it as a coach. You know, you just get back to basics. You get to do more teaching. You know, it's just a fun feeling. That's what's great about athletics. It's like a new birth every year anyway, but this one's a big one.
The Pride does return Ajune Durant, who showed last year to be a major force in the paint, Kelly.
That's right. Nay had another great season. She led the CA in double-doubles and averaged 11 points and nearly 9 boards to earn second-team honors. She's one of those players that doesn't ever really have an off night and always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And if teams try to take her out of the equation, Hofstra has players like Crystal Luciano who can shoot from just about anywhere. That's what makes the Pride so tough to defend. Again,
here is Coach Kilburn-Stevesky talking about her dominant post player, Ajune Durant.
Well, she's going to be counted on a lot this season, but she made our postseason meetings after this sophomore year. You know, she said she felt like she was the same player her sophomore year. Well, a good player. She had 10 double-doubles, and was a huge force on our team, but she really wanted to expand her role. So I think where she did that, she worked extremely hard on the off-season. She was at both summer schools. She was training all season long. Even in the last month she went home, she was training. So you can see it in her shot. You can see it in her play. She's not hesitating. She's being more aggressive. She knows she's got to play a role. Now we just got to find her place in the different role, like even on the courts. That's what we're doing now. You know, she has to get involved in the game early, and you know, she has her success is pivotal. But she's the flip side. She is a very unselfish player. So changing that kind of role, you know, to where, hey, you do got to carry a little more of the weight on your shoulders. But I think she's really adjusting that role and accepting that role. And I think you're going to continue to see her blossom like crazy this year.
Hofstra opens their season with a home game against Marist on Friday night, November the 11th at 5 p.m. It can be seen live on CA.TV.
At Media Day, we got to catch up with Hofstra's Crystal Luciano to talk about her game day experience. You can check it out now on casports.com and on our social media platforms.
Tomorrow, Kelly and I preview the JMU Dukes, and we will hear from their new head coach, Sean O'Regan. Have a great day.